Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Sadly, yet again, we are covering the death of a celebrity who passed way too young. And this time it is pianist Shaun Martin of the Grammy winning group Snarky Puppy, a Dallas native who passed this summer, August 3rd, 2024, as the headlines reported, unexpectedly. They said he'd been battling an illness in April, but his death was not expected. And it came on that fateful date, August 3rd, where nearly every single year we're talking about deaths in the world of entertainment on that date. And again, there's a reason why, and it's unknown to most people. Again, it has to do with the ancient practice of coding numbers into words, which is known as gematria, which comes from Kabbalah. The band The Police, again, they put out a song in 1983, called Murder by Numbers. It's about how killing is as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. And the word murder itself equates to 83. And the reason I'm covering this today is because there's someone in the community who's a family friend to Shaun Martin. And he recently went to the ceremony to remember his life, which just happened on September 14th in the Dallas area. And he said he was just blown away by the imagery at his memorial. They didn't have photos of him and his family. He was a family man. Instead, they had some images of him doing very curious symbols that you see a lot in the world of celebrity. And he asked if I could look more at his passing and see if there's anything beyond just the suspicious death on August 3rd. Of course, he recognized that himself. And there's definitely something that stands out. Keep in mind, this happened in Dallas, and Dallas just had a, big season. NBA Finals just recently ended, and we know what they did with the NBA Finals and the NHL. They paid tribute to the Kennedy assassination. Again, that happened in Dealey Plaza, named after a Freemason. Of course, JFK was the mayor of Boston, died in Dallas at Parkland Hospital. And remember, this year the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs began on the on the exact same day for the first time ever in history. But the Stanley Cup was won just outside of Parkland, Florida, where they had that shooting on 214, kind of like Dallas is the 214 area code. Again, a lot of people overlook these things, but remember, these secret societies are big on numbers. And this was the main image used for his passing, and there's nothing super suspicious about that one, but you'll notice right here, let me zoom this one in. This is what the stage looked like with him covering one eye, like we see these celebrities do all the time. And again, dressed in black and white, dressed right here, doing the curious things with the fingers. I mean, the same stuff we see over and over in the world of celebrity. Same poses, same hand and finger positions, same one eye symbolism. And again, you want to make it in this world in the entertainment, you want to be up on the big Grammy stage, you got to have some talent. And as we know, you got to play the game. And when you play the game, you got to become part of the signs and symbols, because that's the order. So notice he died on August 3rd, 20 days before what would have been his 46th birthday. So that means he died in his 46th year of life. We know Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. We know that in Gematria, the word sacrifice itself equals 46. But dying 20 days shy of his birthday on August 3rd, a date that can be written 3-8 or 8-3. Notice how murder has the gematria of 83 and 38, and death has the gematria of 38 and 20. And again, if you're new here, very simple practice coding numbers into words. Death is 38 when you just take the alphabetic order. So D is the fourth letter of the alphabet, E is the fifth, A is the first, T is the 20th, H is the eighth. Death, you add up the letters like you're doing a math equation. Death is 38. Take the alphabetic order with numerology. D is still the fourth letter. It's already a single digit number. E is the fifth letter. A is the first. T, the 20th letter, you take the numerology of 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. So T becomes 2. H is already 8. So death is 20 instead. And that's because T went from 20 to 2. So 18 less. The difference between 38 and 20 is 18. The other half of the code is running the alphabetic order in reverse and running it in reverse numerology. As we know, murders 83 and 38. And that's the day he died, 8-3 or 3-8. If you're new here, the words death, murder, killing, and the abbreviation RIP, they all have the 38 connection. Now, he died on August 3rd, and his memorial was September 14th. That means it was 42 days later. And, of course, he was a black man, and we know how they use this number over and over ritualistically, like what they just did to Puff Daddy with the freak-offs. That's the latest. But for the record, Puff Daddy 42 like freak-offs. They just got to stamp this number on every ritual they do to every black celebrity over and over. But remember words like slavery and Tuskegee and Jackie. And in this case, his surname is Martin. Shaun Martin. Martin. Malcolm X. Huxtable. I could have put Cosby Show. I could have put a bunch of things up there. So many things connected to black history of 42. February. On and on and on. The N-word. The word bus. On and on and on. Motown up on the 42nd parallel in Detroit. And remember, who put this system together? Again, the Jesuits gave us the calendar and the language. They put this system together in the 16th century. They run this nation. They control the world of entertainment. Their colors are red, white, and black. They created modern Freemasonry. They're behind a lot of the powerful secret societies that exist. The ones that are behind the university systems. I mean, the Jesuits pretty much gave us the school system as we know it. But again, just the imagery of this man. Black and white and red. Like Tiger always wore those colors on Sunday. We know about all the rituals they done with Tiger Woods. Shaming him by the same old code. Keeping him from passing all the records. Right when he was right there about to pass all the records, they just had to sabotage his career. But then they did let him win the Masters 11 years after his last major and 22 years after his first Masters, when those were the master numbers. We capitalized on that, just like we have 5 out of the last 6 Masters. And, speaking of 56, his group, Snarky Puppy, equals 56. Society of Jesus is 56. That's the Jesuits. Freemasons, the plural, is 56. We know they're behind the Black Lives Matter movement, as well as the Black Panthers. All the Black Panther original meetings, again, in Catholic churches. Peyton Black Lives Matters on Church Street in D.C. on the 5th day of the 6th month. Remember, D.C. is the Jesuit Masonic city. This man's dead in Dallas, but again, this thing's worldwide, it's nationwide. I'm just trying to remind the significance of these numbers. And here's where it gets obvious that it had a lot to do with the Dallas Mavericks in the finals. Again, we always see celebrity deaths connected to the towns that are involved in championships. It's just nonstop. It's just like Jacoby Jones, dead at 40, New Orleans native, who played in the last Super Bowl in New Orleans. He's just dead at 40 when they're going to host the Super Bowl this year on the 40th day of the year. He wore number 12. He was in the last Super Bowl there. This one's going to be 12 years later. Richard Simmons is dead in the news right after him. His birth name, Milton Simmons, equals 59, like it's Super Bowl 59. But in this case, this man died on the day leaving 150 days left in the year. Remember, the Illuminati infiltrated Freemasonry and was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt. George Washington penned his letter about his concerns about the Illuminati taking over Freemasonry. Remember, Dallas Mavericks equals 150. This man's dead on the day leaving 150 days left in the year. I must have bumped it down further. I just want to remind you about the casino owner who took over the Mavericks midseason, how that ritual went. Sheldon Adelson's wife. Again, they own all the casinos pretty much in Vegas. They take over the Mavericks and they go to the finals. But from Sheldon Adelson's death to her buying the team was 150 weeks later. And you see how Dallas Mavericks is 150 and 51. She got the team on the 51st day of her age. So, again, just to show you that, the 150 is not an accident with the basketball team. But remember, the only game the Mavericks won was by 38 points. They won 106-38. Or hold on. That was the. I take it back. That was the final game. what I wanted to show you is that the Mavericks, the only game they won in the series was 122-84. They won that game by 38. And Mavericks equals 38, like finals, again, like death, like murder, like killing, like RIP, like Bill Walton dead at 71 the day the Celtics advanced to the finals when his last team was the Celtics, and Celtics equals 71. And then Jerry West, the logo, who was 1-8 in championship series, died one day after the Celtics got their 78th win in the 78th NBA season, where the finals began on the Celtics' 78th birthday. But again, just the Mavericks' only win was by 38 points, and then this man drops dead on the date that can be written 3-8. And I also wanted to make the point that from the finals being decided, which was on June 17th, to this man's death was a span of 48 days. The NBA Finals is 48, like Jazz Fusion. That's the music they did, like Illuminati. And, I mean, he's doing all the poses. So, again, he didn't become the ruler of the Illuminati, but he got into the network and got to enjoy a little fame and a Grammy and, you know, the perks of being a celebrity. But look how short-lived it was. Next thing you know, he's dead at 45. And isn't that what an old record is, a 45? Again, it's all about the numbers. The word jazz itself is 45. You know, I can't believe I forgot to mention that. Here, it's just like the basketball team that used to be in New Orleans. Here, just to put it up here. Bass ciphers, jazz 45. Jazz musician just dies unexpectedly at 45. But yeah, look at this. It was the 78th NBA season. And from the day that they won their last Grammy, February 5th, 2023, to his death was exactly a span of 78 weeks. Dead right after the 78th NBA season, where, funny enough, NBA Finals is 78. Remember, out of the whole league, there's only one team whose name equals 78. That's why we said in preseason. I can't believe I forgot to put the 48 for Boston Celtics, too. You know, that also fits in. The Celtics beat his hometown, but again, we said before the season began, we said, well, the Celtics are the only team whose full name equals 78. Looks like it's their season. The finals start on their 78th birthday. Anniversary of RFK getting shot, or actually dying. RFK died on June 6th. And remember, I mean, again, it's deep. Robert Kennedy, 66, dead on 6/6. Sirhan, 66. Pull back up Robert Kennedy. You see the 195. You see the Boston Celtics. He died on the Celtics' 22nd birthday, like Boston's 22, like basketball. Remember the little obvious political theater scare for Trump on July 13th under the 13 stripes, 13 weeks from the anniversary of the Secret Service being established the day Lincoln was shot. That was the 195th day of the year. And then the very next day, Robert Kennedy got Secret Service. The next thing you know, Trump and Kennedy are campaigning together. And again, it was Trump's number 45. It was 45 days after the JFK birthday anniversary, May 29th. JFK was killed in Dallas, 13 land. And then the latest scare on the golf course came on 68 date numerology, 68 days from the upcoming Kennedy assassination anniversary. All these things really are related because it's the same secret society putting all the rituals, paying tribute to history, bringing the scripted elections, the sports all together as we show year after year. But yeah, 78 weeks, a span of 78 weeks from the award to the death, right after the 78th NBA Finals are won by the Boston Celtics. And again, on that 48 list, I should have had Boston Celtics up there, the winners of the series. And I haven't even gotten to the clincher yet. I mean, I haven't even hit the most important thing about what happened to this man. But just for the record, this was the 78th NBA season. The first season of pro basketball was the ABA. So it's also the 77th, like, true NBA season as well. So you always have to pay attention to both numbers. It was a span of 78 weeks from the Grammy to the death. You could also say it was 77 weeks and 6 days later, okay? And notice how Grammy is 77. They won it for the album Empire Central, 77. And remember, Secret Society is 77, United States is 77, the nation's capital is the Masonic City on the 77th meridian. Empire Central, interestingly enough, also equals 139, like Freemasonry, like America. And where his funeral was at the building 1309. Sometimes some things can be a coincidence, but part of me wondered about that. From his last birthday to his death was 49 weeks and days. 49 in Dallas is huge. We talk about it all the time in their rig sports games. It was 11 months and 11 days as well. The word black is 11. But here's just the clincher for what happened to him. The founder of Snarky Puppy is Michael League, and his name equals 102. And Shaun Martin's dead on his 102nd day of his age. And you know, just to make one more point about Michael League, he's 40 years old right now, which means he's in his 41st year of life. Remember, Dallas was established in 1841. Dallas has that 41 connection. 41's the 13th prime number. Dallas is also 49, which breaks down to 13. It's also got the 113 connection. Again, just big numbers in that town. You could also say that rather than dying on the 102nd day of Michael League's age, you could say that he died 101 days after his birthday. Be another fair way to say it. Just going with the whole connection to the finals. Mavericks and finals, both 101. And again, this is what they do year after year. They tie the world of celebrity together. You see how the ritual sacrifices tie in so perfect. And again, I mean, you look in the city of Dallas, how many celebrities are there within Dallas? Is there 50? Are there 50 celebrities on the world stage out of the Dallas area? I don't know. It's probably some. Well, I guess it's probably more than that because you got sports teams, right? So you got sports teams, musicians. You know, there's probably maybe 150 people, somewhere around there. So again, they find the person who has the right numbers for the ritual. They have a pool of people to select from. They say, Shaun Martin. By the way, go back and look at how many 106s there were in the 78th NBA Finals. The number 106 is the 78th composite number. And also, the Celtics outscored the Mavericks by a total of 12 points in the series. If you add 1 through 12 together, it equals 78. That's how scripted the finals were, and it's this way every year. But this is why people should not support these games. They're rigged, and worse than that, they ritually sacrifice people over and over. And there were plenty for this year's finals, and I didn't even know about this one. This one had slipped through the cracks. I didn't catch the headline when he passed. Man, look at what year he was born, you guys. Look at what year he was born. Born in 78. And I know somebody out there is looking and going, he has the same birthday as Kobe Bryant. You know, he does have the same birthday as Kobe. I'm not sure if that also factored in, but a man born in 78, right after the 78th NBA season, won by the Boston Celtics. And again, how perfect it is too, right? Because Boston Celtics also 48. Going with it being from a span of 48 days after they beat Dallas 4-1. And you guys, you see how Kennedy is 78 and 111? The NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs began on the 111th day of the leap year, which was April 20th. And then again, it ended with an NBA Finals paying tribute to the Kennedy assassination and the hockey team winning just outside of Parkland when, again, JFK died at Parkland Hospital in Dallas. The 214 area code, like the Parkland High School shooting, was on the 45th day of the year on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 214. And don't forget, they started to tear down the that high school where the shooting happened in the time of this year's NBA Finals. All part of the ritualism. And maybe that's part of the reason he goes at 45 too. It's a high ritual number, 45. The word ritual itself equals 45. Also equals 27, why you've seen so many musicians go at age 27. So yeah, RIP to this man. And for the person who asked me to do this video, I appreciate it because again, it's another example of what's going on. And once you learn to see what's going on, it's hard to deny it. I mean, it's the same symbols, it's the same patterns, it's the same numbers. It's just so redundant. And yeah, for the next guy who might think about selling his soul for fame, I mean, I would hope they would think twice. 45, I'm almost there. Seems like I was just born yesterday. All right, I'm gonna hop back on because the thing that's buzzing is Diddy, and I got deeper and deeper connections to him and Kamala. I'm realizing they went to the same university. I'm starting to understand why all those years ago he did the cover of Kashmir, the Led Zeppelin song. Kashmir is about India, you know. Kamala, remember her mom, Indian. They killed her on the 42nd day of the year, right after Obama took office, the Vatican's birthday. And, you know, you got a 42 on you, I guess you make. Let's not forget. Go back to 2019. Kamala was front and center. CNN had the story. People questioning Kamala's blackness on the 42nd day of the year, which was the 10-year anniversary of her mother's death. But yeah, I watched that music video from 1998 with Diddy and Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. Come with me, man. Man, when you know what you're looking at, go back and watch that music video before I start up the stream. It shows him get on the elevator at floor 10, and then it shows through him fly through the roof at floor 80. You know what I mean? It's like once you know what you're looking at, you're like, okay, I see what's going on here. Selling the soul's a real thing. And you know what's wicked? I just went back and looked up the 1998 interview of MTV interviewing Diddy about the death of Biggie. You know what day they interviewed him? March 8th. They interviewed Diddy about the death of Biggie on March 8th. He was Puff Daddy back then. And don't forget, Biggie equals 39, like Puff Daddy equals 39. Like he died on March 9th. They interviewed him one day before the anniversary. But again, 3-8, death, rapper, murder, killing, RIP, the word with the soft A ending that also has the 38 that the music promotes. That's why my friend Jay out there, again, if you're aware of the gematria, remember gematria is 38, English is 38, energy is 38. I don't think we should use that word. I don't think that word's doing good things for the community. You might be thinking you're taking the word back, but I don't think that's what's really going on. I think it's like a curse. Curses and cursive and spells and spelling. But, and don't forget, Biggie and Tupac both died on 38 date numerology. But yeah, go back and look. MTV interviewed him about it March 8th. Gave him a year to get the story straight. All right, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. RIP to Shaun Martin, and until next time.